Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this weekend review of the Indian markets performance as well as मैंने जो कुछ ETFs ट्रैक किए थे पिछले हफ्ते उनके साथ भी क्या चल रहा है वो भी हम देखेंगे। तो ये जो हफ्ता रहा इसमें कुछ हद तक पॉजिटिविटी आई है मार्केट में, लेकिन ऑन द सिलेक्टेड मार्केट कैप एंड ऑन अ वेरी सिलेक्टिव सेट ऑफ सेक्टर्स। तो ये पॉजिटिव सा दिख रहा है। Overall, market has been able to protect its level of further panic, I would say, but still हम एक एज पे है। अगर हम निफ्टी की तरफ देखें तो हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि हम अभी प्रॉब्लम में से बाहर आ गए हैं, लेकिन पिछले हफ्ते जो चल रहा था उससे ये एक बेटर हफ्ता था। रिजल्ट्स भी आए हुए हैं, एक रिजल्ट्स एनालिसिस भी देखेंगे जिसके थ्रू दिख रहा है कि दो सेक्टर्स हैं जिसमें काफी अच्छे रिजल्ट्स भी आए हैं और चार्ट पे भी अच्छा सेटअप है। एक सेक्टर है जिसमें रिजल्ट्स अच्छे आए हैं लेकिन चार्ट्स बहुत ही बुलिश है, तो शायद वहां पे एक बहुत थोड़ा मोटा करेक्शन हम देखेंगे, छोटा बड़ा। लेकिन वहां से फिर भी हम आगे की मूव दिख सकती है अगर हम लॉन्ग टर्म पूरे साल भर का हॉरिजॉन देखें तो। ठीक है, तो देखते हैं इस हफ्ते क्या हो रहा है। एज वेल एज मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा मेरा मल्टी ट्रेंड डैशबोर्ड, जो मेरा एक रिसेंट रिसर्च चल रहा था कि जब मार्केट डाउन ट्रेंड में रहता है तो पढ़ाई को बहुत वक्त मिलता है, राइट। तो उसका यूज मैंने किया है टू ट्राई टू डेवलप अ मल्टी ट्रेंड डैशबोर्ड जिसमें हम पकड़ सकते हैं वो स्टॉक्स जो एक टिपिकल एवरेजेस के ऊपर कंसिस्टेंटली चल रहे हैं। तो जैसी आपकी साइकोलॉजी होगी, जैसी आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन है ओवर अ लॉन्गर टर्म शॉर्ट टर्म, you can play with that dashboard. That is what is the plan. If you like that dashboard, you can definitely give it into the comment. I would be publishing it as a new program over there so that you guys can also learn from it, right? तो चलती हैं इस हफ्ते के वीकली रिव्यू में। तो आपको सीधी तरीके से दिखेगा कि किस तरीके से हमारा डैशबोर्ड है वो हमको ऑटोमेटिकली गाइड करते हुए चल रहा है। तो नया क्या क्या है यहाँ पे, तो एक अच्छी बात यहाँ पे आपको काफी क्लियरली दिखेंगी कि सेक्टोरल मूव में इस हफ्ते बड़ा स्कोर कर दिया है सीएनएक्स स्मॉल कैप ने। सो दैट क्लियरली टेल्स यू दैट सीएनएक्स स्मॉल कैप्स आर इनटू देयर एलिमेंट्स, दे हैव स्टार्टेड मूविंग अप एज वेल एज दे आर इन एन अप ट्रेंड। तो ये एक अच्छी डेवलपमेंट है। मार्केट जो एफआई का प्रेशर है उसको निफ्टी में फेस कर रहा है, बट अदर मार्केट कैप्स में धीरे धीरे करके लोगों ने अपनी तरफ से पैसा लगाना शुरू कर दिया है। ये आपको कहाँ और दिखाई देगा, तो आपको दिखाई देगा इस हमारे कलरफुल पाई डायग्राम में। तो यू कैन ऑब्जर्व ओवर हियर the way market breadth is improving in mid cap. You can see over here things have gone better. The size of the greener piece of the cake has grown over from the last week. So this is how it looks like. Things are improving. Nifty as such continues to be around same set. That is what I can see. But overall, mid cap and small cap have started growing in terms of their breadth of stocks which are bullish, right? और एक आपको यहाँ पे दिखेगा हमारा ओवरसोल्ड और ओवरबॉट का डायग्राम। तो ओवरसोल्ड और ओवरबॉट का जो ट्रेंड है वो भी हमको दिखा रहा है कि पिछले हफ्ते पेन बहुत ज्यादा था, ओवरसोल्ड स्टॉक्स जो थे वो बहुत ज्यादा थे। लेकिन अभी जो ओवरबॉट है दैट नंबर इज स्लोली गोइंग टू क्रॉस द ओवरसोल्ड। सो दिस इज व्हाट इज द सिनारियो वी आर गोइंग टू गेट। देयर इज अ एलिमेंट ऑफ पॉजिटिविटी दैट वी कैन सी। तो जब भी ये हमारा ओवरबॉट का जो सिग्नल है वो ओवरसोल्ड से ऊपर जाता है, मार्केट में पॉजिटिविटी आ रही है, चांसेस हैं कि यहां से हम आगे पॉजिटिवली मूव कर सकते हैं। बट ये ओवरबॉट ओवरसोल्ड का पिक्चर है। डेफिनेटली एक स्टॉक ओवर सोल्ड में से ऊपर आते ही स्ट्रिक्ट फास्ट मूवमेंट नहीं देगा आपको, तो इसको वॉच करना है। बट आपको एक कंपैरेटिव आइडिया आ रही है कि बुलिशनेस जो है मार्केट में सर्टन मार्केट कैप में, स्पेसिफिकली स्मॉल कैप में काफी इंप्रूव हो गया है, मिड कैप में थोड़ा इंप्रूव हुआ है, लेकिन जो निफ्टी है वो अभी भी ऑन द एज चल रहा है। सेक्टोरल परफॉर्मेंस को अगर आप देखेंगे तो मेरा एक सेक्टोरल क्रू आपको यहीं से मिल जाएगा जो मैंने डिस्कस किया था 2 हफ्ते पहले। 2 हफ्ते पहले जब हमारी बात हुई थी मार्केट में फर्स्ट स्लिपेज आया था तब भी निफ्टी पीएसयू बैंक बहुत अच्छी स्ट्रेंथ दिखा रहा था, चार्ट्स पे दिखा रहा था, वहां से करेक्शन आया। लेकिन जो रिजल्ट्स आए हैं खास करके बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा के, पीएनबी के, दैट हैज हेल्प्ड। और यहाँ पे आपको दिख रहा है कि निफ्टी पीएसयू बैंक्स ने काफी अच्छी स्ट्रेंथ पूरे हफ्ते में दिखाई है, राइट। फिर निफ्टी मीडिया में ज़्यादा ट्रैक नहीं करता हूँ, बिकॉज द मूव्स आर नॉट ट्रेंडिंग, इट इज़ टिपिकली अ वेरी वेरी फास्ट मूवर, एंड फंडामेंटली आई डोंट गेट द what I look for consistently performing businesses. So I would really not focus on it. But again, the presence of small cap is a heavy booster over here. तो सबसे ज्यादा सेक्टोरल मूव पीएसयू बैंक में आई है। मार्केट कैप वाइज में स्ट्रांग मूव जो है वो सीएनएक्स स्मॉल कैप में आ गई है। और पीएसयू बैंक के मूव होते होते आपको निफ्टी सीपीएसई में भी पॉजिटिव मूव आते हुए दिख रही है, राइट। और कौन सा सेक्टर है जिसने सबसे ज्यादा पेन झेला है इस हफ्ते? सो लेट्स गेट डाउन। आईटी हैज फेस द मैक्स पेन। और आईटी का मैक्स जो यहाँ पे पेन आया है वो आया हुआ है थ्रू द फोरकास्ट एंड द कमेंट्स दैट हैव कम फ्रॉम कैप जेमिनी, जिन्होंने कहा है कि उनको उतनी स्ट्रेंथ डिमांड मार्केट में दिखाई नहीं दे रही है। और कुछ नर्वसनेस है जो यूएस मार्केट से भी आ रहा होगा, क्योंकि वहां पर भी एक तो देर वाज अ रेजिग्नेशन ऑफ ऑडिटर्स इन वन ऑफ द एआई चिप मैन्युफैक्चरर्स एंड, तो उसके कारण थर्सडे को डिप आया था, जो कि फ्राइडे को काफी हद तक रिकवर हो गया था अमेजोन के अच्छे रिजल्ट्स के कारण। सो ये इम्पैक्ट निगेटिविटी का आईटी में है, पॉजिटिविटी का मैक्स इम्पैक्ट आपको दिखेगा पीएसयू बैंक्स में और स्मॉल कैप्स में। सो ओवरऑल दिस इज हाउ ये डैशबोर्ड हमको खुद ब खुद गाइड कर रहा है कि अभी मार्केट का फोकस, वो जो है ना हमारा स्टैन मिन्स्टीन का फॉर्मूला, लुक फॉर द होल फॉरेस्ट, फॉरेस्ट टू द part of the jungle where greenery is there, and finally to the trees. So we are moving there as a whole forest. If you say markets are subdued, but there is a patch of green that we are looking in small cap, and sectorally there is a good green that we are also looking in the PSU banks. मोमेंटम वाइज जो है निफ्टी फिनेंशियल सर्विसेज जो है वो पॉजिटिव मोमेंटम में आ गया है। तो अगर हम इनके स्ट्रक्चर्स को समझे, इनके लेवल्स को समझेंगे अगले कुछ मिनटों में, तो वहां पे भी आपको पता चलेगा कि स्ट्रेंथ किस तरीके से आते हुए दिखाई दे रही है। अवॉइड सेक्टर्स में ऑन द वेरी स्मॉल एज इज निफ्टी पीएसयू बैंक्स। अगर ये और 10-12 पॉइंट स्कोर कर दे तो ये प्रेफर्ड सेक्टर्स में आ जाएगा। तो ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ कमिंग टू स्ट्रेंथ इज पीएसयू बैंक्स, मीडिया, मेटल्स एंड रियलिटी। तो यहाँ पे है आपको पॉजिटिविटी आते हुए दिख रही है। ऑन द वेरी एज ऑफ पॉजिटिविटी इज डेफिनेटली पीएसयू बैंक। चलिए अब देखते हैं कि ओवरऑल निफ्टी में क्या चल रहा है, किस लेवल्स को मैं मॉनिटर कर रहा हूँ। सो इफ यू रियली कम टू द गेम दैट इज हैपनिंग इन निफ्टी, you can observe the level that I'm trying to protect currently is 24K। तो 24,000 जो है ये हमको कंट्रोल में रखना है। सो 24K इज द लेवल बिलो विच द पेन विल बिकम रियली बिगर। स्टिल अभी जो है उससे भी ज्यादा हो जाएगा ये पेन, बिगर इन टर्म्स ऑफ फॉल भी होगा और इन टर्म्स ऑफ द डिफिकल्टी दैट वी आर गोइंग टू फेस व्हेन वी कम अप फ्रॉम दीज लेवल्स। तो जितना नीचे गिरते हैं, जितने भी लेवल्स से हम गिर रहे हैं वो रेजिस्टेंस बनते जाते हैं। तो अगर 24,000 भी टूटेगा तो एक पेनफुल रेजिस्टेंस हमारे लिए आगे की जर्नी के लिए रहेगा। इंट्राडे मूव्स ड्यूरिंग द वीक अगर मैं देखता हूं फॉर द लास्ट से 5 days, देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ क्लू दैट यू कैन गेट ऑन एन आवरली चार्ट। अभी मैं आवरली चार्ट पे जा रहा हूँ निफ्टी के, तो यहाँ पे आपको एक क्लू दिखेगा। आई जस्ट एक्सटेंड इट अ बिट टू गेट मोर क्लियरिटी, राइट। तो अभी आपको यहाँ पे एक क्लू दिखेगा कि हम एक बॉक्स में वेव्स बना रहे हैं। सो दिस इज दैट बॉक्स जिसके अंदर अभी हम हैं। और जैसा कि मैंने मेरे ट्विटर पे शेयर किया था, जिस लेवल को हमको तोड़ना है वो 24,500 है। सो 24,500 इज द फर्स्ट रेजिस्टेंस विच आई वुड लाइक टू ब्रेक। ओके, मुझे एक्चुअली होप्स था कि हम यहाँ पे वीसीपी बना रहे हैं, मुझे पहले लग रहा था कि हम यहाँ पे वीसीपी बना रहे हैं, लेकिन ये जो बॉटम था सेकेंड वेव का उसको हमने जस्ट टच कर दिया है। तो एक्चुअली ये वीसीपी ना बन करके अभी ये कहीं पे तो भी एक डबल बॉटम सा पोजीशनिंग हो रहा है। तो ये डबल बॉटम सा पोजिशनिंग है। 24,100 जो है, 24,150 जो है, ये यहाँ का अभी बॉटम है हमारे लिए। बट ओवरऑल स्ट्रक्चर का बॉटम जो है वो 24,100 है। बट लॉन्गर चार्ट्स पे जाते हैं तो दैट इज व्हाट आई टेक इट एज 24K। सो वी आर ऑन द शॉर्ट टर्म हैंगिंग बिटवीन 24,100 to 24,500. So 24,500, if we crack, there is a good base that we are going to build for short term. That I can tell you. अगर ये 24,500 के ऊपर क्लोज होने को तैयार हो जाता है, जो कि मैंने इन टर्म्स ऑफ ऑप्शंस प्लेसिंग्स भी देखा है, तो 24,500 पे ज्यादातर कॉल राइटर्स बैठे हुए हैं। तो इस लेवल्स को ब्रेक करना अभी निफ्टी के लिए क्रिटिकल है। वंस वी ब्रेक दिस, यस, we will be seeing more positivity in the market. So levels that I am going to watch through these coming weeks, strictly it is 24K and 24,500. So if we crack 24,500, there will be a spot where we will come into the buy on the dip mode. ओके, कई लोग पूछते हैं सर ये बाय ऑन द डिप मोड क्यों बन जाता है? क्योंकि हमारा पहला रेजिस्टेंस है ना। वंस वी विल क्रॉस दिस, दिस विल स्टार्ट एक्टिंग लाइक अ सपोर्ट। आज हम कहाँ पे हैं? आज हम सेल ऑन द राइज है, बिकॉज 24,500 has clearly identified it as a resistance. So once we go above 24,500, it will start becoming a buy on the dip market, right? Overall momentum कहाँ पे आएगा? तो I will continue to hold myself at 24, 25, 500. I think 25,100 is the place where I will wait for the momentum to come. 25,100 के ऊपर क्लियर कट ट्रेंडिंग मूव्स को मैं पकड़ना चालू करूंगा। तो यहां से 24,500 के ऊपर जाते हैं तो थिन एक्सपोजर इज फाइन। अबाउट 25K, I think we will be having a movement which will be more in terms of momentum and strength, and trend following can begin from there. Probabilities as of now, we are hanging on the edge, I will tell you, because यहाँ पे बहुत ही whipsaw movements आ रहे हैं। लोगों के एंट्री एग्जिट स्टॉप लॉसेस जो है वो ज्यादा करके अभी हिट हो रहे हैं, यानी आपने ब्रेकआउट भी ले लिया तो भी एक स्मूथ मूव्स नहीं आ रही है, एक रिस्क सा उसके ऊपर दिखाई देता है आपको। ओके, इसके अगेंस्ट स्मॉल कैप को देखेंगे तो एक क्लियर कट आपको दिखेगा कि अप ट्रेंड में स्विंग्स या मूव्स आना चालू हो गया। वी हैव स्टार्टेड मेकिंग वेरी वेरी गुड uptrending moves from here. So we are in an uptrend. Definitely we are not in a momentum as of now, क्योंकि जो स्टॉक्स हैं, अगर आप स्टॉक्स लेवल पे देखेंगे तो बुलिशनेस काफी कम स्टॉक्स में है। अगर ये बुलिशनेस बढ़ जाएगा तब हमको निफ्टी स्मॉल कैप में भी एक क्लियर कट बुलिश मूव आती हुई दिखेगी। तो निफ्टी स्मॉल कैप इज मोर पॉजिटिवली कंपैरेटिवली, बट इफ यू आस्क मी शुड आई स्टार्ट banking a lot and put more money on small caps? No, this is not the time. So if you still want to work in the market, definitely work in the small cap with a thin exposure. That is what would be my approach, right? So levels to watch: 24K for Nifty on the bottom. Till above that we are in a buy on dip. Below 24, buy on a rise. Okay, 24,500 is my resistance currently. 24,500, 24,500. Once we cross, there will be positivity. It will become a buy on dip market. Till that time, we are a sell on rise market. Overall, blind faith in the market to go for breakouts should come after 25,500. So that is what would be my plan over here. You can check these levels and you can work on them, right? So this is something which is on the overall markets. If I look at the only sector which is showing positivity, Nifty financial services. So here you can observe it has crossed its first level of resistance. You can see this. So it has just crossed its first level of resistance. So this is a positive sign, because at least, when the market goes down, it goes sectors by sectors. It comes back sector by sector. Getting it? So definitely a week which was positive. in terms of certain market cap playing well, that is the small cap. Definitely a positive development in terms of sector. At least one sector has recovered and moved into the positive zone. So this is how this dashboard is always talking, speaking, and helping us where we are going, which direction, where we need to tweak ourselves, right? Now, coming on to the stock specific scanners, the bull entry scanner, there are some good stocks over here. Okay, there are good stocks over here. If you can really look at it, Anantaraj, yeah, Anantaraj is into construction sector, and they are into IT park developments and even for data centers. So this is something that you can watch over here if you want to get a brief about the stock. Definitely, we can quickly go to the screener and have a quick look at it. So you can observe they are into IT parks, hospitality, SEZs, office complexes. So more and more commercial, a bit of residential. Great thing about their business is a solid margin. Being into reality also, they have been able to put good margin, good growth, and yes, even our techno and the Panda scanner over here in screener is telling us that this is at a buy spot. So this is at a good buy entry, a good techno funda. Just to be cautious, let's look at its results. So September results are behind us. So that gives us a green signal. If you remember, the months the result season starts, we also have to check whether the result is behind us, because otherwise there will be volatility if we enter. So it looks good over here. So Anantaraj is something that you can look for over here, looking by the moves that it is giving, and a clear cut trend line. Your stop losses are also very clear. So the best places to work in the markets are the ones where the price is rising and a well-defined support channel, so that my risks are known to me and a high probability that I'll be continuing to make good gains over here. So that is a good clue that we always get from the bull entry scan. Another good name over here is Anand Rathi. Here also the result is behind us, and you can observe the results were quite positive. The great thing about this run up is that it is hanging around the 200 MA. So if you remember, one breakout we had discussed on Anand Rathi was at this point where a nice, pan and handle breakout had come. And this is what shows you the impact of a negativity in the market. Once the Nifty goes down, your probabilities will start getting negative. They start getting onto the losing side more. And that's why this breakout in a way could not sustain, but bounce has happened from the consolidation zone. So we are still holding it. And why we are holding it? Again, a good reason is its fundamentals. Anand Rathi. So the fundamentals over here, if I look at the quick check on quarters itself, you can observe this is the quarter which is their best so far. So far, the best quarter in terms of operating profit, in terms of sales, in terms of profit before tax, PAT, as well as the EPS. So you can see a great quarter to quarter as well as YOY growth, right? So this is what gives us a stock which is very good in terms of fundamentals also, as well as setting up on a nice close levels to the support. So here you can observe its margin, 42% margin. So this is another solid business. So the beauty is always wait for your technical spots to enter. And once they appear, go and check their fundamentals, how they are looking. So I'm doing a bit of those good exercises for you. Let's look at Natco Pharma. Now, this is another one which is having good fundamentals. So, Natco Pharma, you can see over here is bouncing back and getting into the strength. And the reason being is we are looking at our band. You remember the bulls channel entry? So, if we really look at the high over here, this is where our entries are coming from. So yes, the stock has crossed the 20 weeks highs and is a 20-day high, 20 DMA, and is coming up in strength as well as the fundamentals we go for. Let's go for Natco Pharma. Remember, these are all reversals, okay? So that's why you're not getting a breakout patterns. आप बोल रहे हैं सर हमेशा हम लोग ब्रेकआउट पैटर्न्स देखते हैं यहाँ पे, ना तो कप एंड हैंडल है ना यहाँ पे वीसीपी है। ये यहाँ पे नहीं होगा क्योंकि ये मोर एंड मोर एक एक एवरेज सपोर्ट लेवल से आता हुआ रिवर्सल है। सो दिस इज मोर अ रिट्रेसमेंट स्विंग बॉटम एंट्रीज दैट वी आर trying to attempt. So here also amazing margin. And if you look at the quarters, the result is yet to come, but previous quarter was its best quarter. Simple way of looking at the businesses that we would enter, where they have given their best quarters and prices at a comfortable level near a support or at a breakout. Good entries we can always pick. Markets, if you have your way, the knack of going through it, you will start getting good opportunities. And once you get them, it is all about managing your risks. So have a support which is tight and let it fly. Whenever it corrects on the way up and comes down, that is the point where we will think about exits. Otherwise, let's enjoy the rally. Okay. VBL, another good name. Now, this is something which is Varun Beverages, a good FMCG name. Forever, the business is going to remain till we are drinking Coca-Cola, Pepsis, and all that. These guys are into bottling and mainly the Pepsi bottling, and that is what helps over here. So you can see this one is hanging around the long-term moving average. So very little to lose, because if it cracks through this convergence of averages, this is where we are going to exit. But again, you can observe same thing that we saw in Anand Rathi. You get a good cup and handle breakout, but markets are negative, so the pain is coming over here. Keep a watch. I would still suggest that just put an alert at 650, and if you get a positive move from there, you can definitely keep on adding further, right? If you're wondering ये alert कहाँ पे देना होता है, तो quick learning, just go to the screener, put the stock name VBL, go to the charts, right? So you remember our entry alert which should be triggered at 650, correct? So what we are going to do, just go to alerts and put over here that I want to go and take this whenever the price crosses 650, and I can put the reminder over here as VBL entry. So get ready whenever you see the charts, things happening, decide your entry levels, and be prepared. The system itself will awake you, alert you to move on with the further stuff, right? So this is where we are in terms of the overall good setups coming from directly the scanners, which is there in the on my one of my YouTube videos. You can always look at the bull entry program. There I've told about the scanners, how we have built this. Okay. Now coming on to the three sectors, which I've mentioned on the tab, that this is what is looking good for us. So I will take a bit of a deep dive into it. The first sector I will be looking at is the PSU bank. So for this, what I will do, I'll take you through the golden scan, and let's look at some of the names that have started appearing over here. So let's look at the name, common name from a certain sector. One is Shilchar Tech, you can observe. Okay. Then another name that is observed coming up from the same sector. So Shilchar Tech is from the sector which is into transformers. The second you have is the Voltamp transformers, right? Another third name that we are getting over here to look for. Oh, I haven't triggered it for the, so there are entries over here. So there are three names that I am getting over here mainly. So if I look at them, one is the Voltamp transformers, another is the Shilchar Tech, and the third name that you would observe coming from the same sector is the Trill, that is the transformer and rectifiers. So you can observe these are the three stocks coming from the same sector, and that is the sector for the power transformers. So the great thing about these stocks is their quarterly results, which have come very, very strong. So you can observe over here in case of uh, Taril that their quarter in terms of net profit, this is the best one that they have had, the best one in terms of EPS recent quarter, as well as the previous year same quarter. So very solid growth they are showing with a decently good margin. And we know that India is going to become very aggressive in growing its infrastructure as well as its manufacturing sector and the growing population. All the three of them is going to create a pressure in terms of the power demand. And this is what is going to help the whole power sector grow. And within that, transformers are the ones where the quarterly results have become quite impressive and they are showing up a good strength in terms of the fundamentals. So even you look at Shilk Tech, that is the Shilchar Tech. Again, the great thing about here is that compared to Transformer India Tyrrell, you can observe its operating margin is much higher. Okay. Now again, it's quarter to quarterly earning YOY jump 34, sequential jump 36, revenue jump also you can observe is 20% YOY, 22% quarter on quarter. So this is where you can observe the business is running strong at a high ROCE also. Forward PE is now into 40s. So that is also going to create a comfort. So Shilchar Tech, then Transformer India, as well as you can observe the Transformer Rectifies India, Shiltech, as well as Voltamp. That is the third name. You can always pick them up from the peers. So let's see if we have peers Voltamp here now. From Trill, we don't have it here. But anyway, I'll just prove it up because they are all into the electrical equipments. So we get the, just put it over here, Voltamp. So Voltamp, if you look at the quarterly moves, you will observe that there has been a drop in the sequential quarter. Okay. But YOY, it is still growing at a healthy 10%. So this is what tells me that overall the power transformer sector is running good and creating and giving us good opportunity to start entering. Where you can enter, so they are at a different level. If I look at Trill, Transformer India, so it is really near its all-time highs. Okay. So this is at an all-time high. So if you are somebody who is aggressive and wants to position yourself in a very aggressive manner, Trill is something that you can track for further move. Your stop losses 806 would be good. If you want to play very safe, then Voltamp is the one which has gone through a severe correction. Nothing that really justifies this fall apart from the big market crash as well as the correction that is there due to the current quarterly results. But it is swinging back above the 200 MA. And you can observe over the longer period how well it sustains above the 200 MA. So after May 23, after 1.5 year, it has gone below such these levels. So overall, a place where you can get a good value entry. See the P by E now, 35.2 and FPE 39.9. So overall comes into the safe zone in terms of valuation. The third name that we looked for, that was the case of Shilk Tech. So let me bring up Shilk Tech. Shilchar Tech is something which is near the all-time high, but not as aggressively as Trill. So 6 months daily. Here you can observe. Now this is sitting very near to its breakout support. Okay. So this is a bit more safer than the transformer rectifiers, and Voltamp is the most safe because it has corrected to an abnormal level. And to the point, did it get oversold? Let me quickly check it for you. सो ये ओवरसोल्ड हुआ क्या था वो भी हम देख लेते हैं तो हाँ ये ओवरसोल्ड हुआ है तो यहाँ से चांसेस हैं कि अब और नीचे गिरने के चांसेस कम हो जाते हैं क्योंकि लोगों ने पहले ही बहुत एग्रेसिवली सेलिंग कर दी है यहाँ पे। सो ये हो गया हमारा ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स का सेक्टर। यू कैन डेफिनेटली वॉच फॉर इट। दिस इज समथिंग दैट कैन गिव यू अ गुड वे रन अप। नाउ आई वाज लुकिंग एट अनदर ऑफ माय फंडामेंटल स्कैनर, दैट इज द evergreen performance, where quarter to quarter, every quarter the things have been growing. And here I am able to observe one sector which is appearing quite well over here. You can observe over here the DCB Bank, the federal banks. Okay. Now these are the names which are prompting that even the banking section sector is showing a steady earning. And coming from our weekly review also, where the best performer is Nifty PSU Bank, prompts us to have a look at the PSU banks, how they are placed. So for that purpose, simply we'll go to the big brother in the PSU sector, that is the SBI. It gave a good move, okay, of around 5%. If I really look at it, SBI during the intraday, during the week actually, so it gave a bullish move also. See, near the long-term average and came up strongly and going through its bit of correction through the last 3 days. So SBIN definitely tells me that yes, PSU banks are getting into their elements. And if we go to the peers, the best thing that I observe over here is their valuations. You can see how comfortable the valuations are. These are very comfortable valuations. Sub 6, sub 8, below 6, below 8, these valuations really get very, very comfortable. So if I sort it, you can see all these banks are giving very big comfort in terms of valuations while they are growing. It's not that they are not growing. So there is quarterly results which are giving good growth. You can see over here. So in terms of their valuation comfort as well as overall how the PSU bank setup is, you can observe that we are getting into a strength where things can look up. Okay. So we are getting into positions where things can look up for the sector. So here we are. If I really remove, even if you look at our channel, Bulls channel, they were already always below it. They were always below the channel since August. So whole of 3 months, they were below this channel. They were never able to cross it. Okay. And this is where the last week's movement has given us a confidence that they have crossed this resistance. So this gives you an idea. Even they have gone through an oversold patch thrice. So again, these things are giving an indication that there's a lot of selling that has happened here. But now the things are reversing. Second sector that you can watch as a whole is PSU Bank. I would really not go into any specific banks. Go for the whole sector because there is a randomness I have seen in terms of which stocks actually runs amongst the PSU. You can take benefit of it through the whole PSU bank activities, right? Then coming on to another sector where good move is coming. It is a very specific sector that I have seen on the chart as well as on the results. So I will be just discussing it right away. The sector is the railway wagon sector. So there are three companies which I look at whenever it comes to the railway wagon manufacturing. Okay. So one is Texmaco, then another is Titagarh, and third one is the Jupiter wagon. Okay. So the results that have come, they have come very good. Typically, Titagarh wagon and Texmaco results have come. I think Jupiter's results are still awaited. So I'll take you through their results for a quick reference. Okay. So Texmaco, if you observe over here, you can see growth solid quarterly growth that you are getting at a decent margin. Overall, last quarter was the one where there was a bit of a pinch over here, if you can see on the revenue front. But otherwise, yes, it has been growing steadily on the operating profit level. So September result is out. So Texmaco is something which has given a good result. So we can track this. And if you look on the chart also, it is giving very, very good comfort. Texmaco is giving good comfort coming out of a long-term average. And when there is a sectoral move, it gives you more confidence if the peers are also copying them, if the peers are also showing a similar move. So the peers, let's look at the peers over here. Jupiter Wagon, can you observe? Very much similar move. Both have just crossed their long-term average, getting support near it and coming out of it. The third name to track over is Titagar. If I look at Titagar, also the performance has been good. You can see there is Q to Q jump, Q on Q jump, YOY jump, sequential jump, and better, healthier margin than what you get in the Texmaco. And yeah, the quarterly performance, this is again the best quarter that they have got. So the correction that has come in is more due to the high valuations that they have touched. But on the valuation front also with the company performing while the price is getting corrected gives you a good valuation comfort. It comes near its long-term average. So Titagarh Wagon also the good thing is that September results are out. Chartically, if you look at Titagarh, just for comparison's sake, I'll keep all the three charts going for you. So you can observe Titagarh. Here you can see a cup and handle pattern going for you. Okay, guys. So this is also well set, gone through its oversold zone. People have realized they have overdone it, and the company is performing on the other hand. So it was a mistake. Now they are coming back. And so Jupiter, similar tone, Texmaco, similar tone, and Titagarh also coming above the long-term average with a good pattern. So this gives me confidence around the railways wagon sector as such for playing out a turnaround story if you are looking for, right? I am yet to show you the results for Jupiter. Jupiter, I believe the September quarters is still not done. Yeah. So we'll have to wait over here for Jupiter. Let's wait. And from after the results, you can work on it. Right, guys? So overall, I've covered all the three sectors for you. Let me know which one is your favorite. Is it the Transformers you feel is the best one, or the Railway Wagon is the one which you love it, or the third one that we have got is the PSU banks, right? All the three sectors, pick up which is your best choice and let me know in the comments. Sorry to tell you that, in the last video, I didn't get much of a comments actually. So I was feeling that, you guys are not really liking the work that I'm delivering, you're not feeling enthused with the information that I'm sharing. But anyway, I need to come and keep sharing more things with you because that is where I love that interaction increases, the urge in you to learn more stuff increases, and we can engage further to grow together, right? So I've covered the overall market view. I've covered the sectors which are coming into a kind of an upswing where we can put ourselves on a better footing, right? Let me take you to a very recent research work that I have done. So, as the market corrected, it gave me a time to really look around to look for some very good scanners which can help us develop our further strategies, right? So, this is a multi-trend dashboard which I've developed. So, good thing about this dashboard is that it tells me the stocks which I have been running above a certain average for a good number of days. Okay. So like this is something which you will observe the two stocks which are currently running above the 9 period moving averages for last month. So you can look at Polymedicare. If I simply put the 9 period average, you can see for the last whole month, 20 session, it has been able to close above the 9 period moving average. So this is if you want to really play very aggressive stock positioning, then these are the stocks that you can try, continuously, steadily moving above the 9 period moving average. This is the Indo Thai. all cute ways the market works, but really the whole thing is about how we scan them and are we able to trail them beautifully. The good thing here is that my stop losses will be very, very near in this case in Indo Thai. Like I observe Indo Thai, is setting up itself above 9. The moment it touches 9 or crosses 9, I will be taking an entry with 9 as my support. A very simple strategy of trend following, right? So this was the stocks which are sticking above the 9 period moving average. Now let's look at the stocks which are sticking above the 20 period moving average. So the one which I am owning for around 2 months now, that is the MCX. So MCX, if we observe, it is steadily above the 20 period moving average. Now, this is beautiful. These are the stocks where I would play my entries very, very well whenever the swing touches these averages, right? Like here also, I would take an entry, correct? And my stop loss is very simply the 20 period moving average. And I can work with MCX, right? Let's look at any other stock. The next one, it is here, uh, Paytm. Now, Paytm, if we look at steady trenders now, this is momentum, right? So Indo Thai is already about 20 also. You can look at MAN Aluminium. So MAN Aluminium, you can see about 20 period moving average steadily. Now, in my strategy, I could have taken an entry over here with a very small stop loss of the 20 period moving average and continue to enjoy the journey. Right. That is the beauty of this dashboard. Once we start uh, working on it, we can pace. We can pace ourselves up. If we want very aggressive, we want to have very quick transactions, go for 9 MA. If you want to go a bit steadier, go for 20 MA over here. So 20 MA here, what we are going to do, we'll be simply entering wherever we are taking a bounce at the 20 MA. So do let me know how you feel about this strategy, because this is a strategy which I'm going to bring up as another program for developing these dashboards as well as putting our entry scans over here. These are just stock identification scans, right? So we'll be putting our entry scans also overlaying on this logic so that as per your wish, you can play at 9, you can play at 20. Let's look at something which is at 50, right? So here we go with Coforge. Now, as we start moving towards long-term averages, the mid-term ones, we will start seeing big market caps also appearing in this. So this is Coforge for you, steadily working above the 50 MA, right? You just ride it whenever it touches this support of the 50 MA. Then you can see Paytm, all the good boys, who are trending well for the midterm, you will be getting there in this particular scan. So this is 197, steadily trending above the 50 MA, right? So this is Paytm. Then another interesting name is Star, the Stride Shasoon. You can see entry over here is going to give me a return of from 1000 to 1563. So it is clear cut 50% return even in a struggling market with a clear stop loss. The beauty is clear stop loss. You are not really going to be worried about when I should exit. Very clear to you. This is RPG Life Sciences, right? You start from 1512, you are still holding it at 2621. Clear cut 50% return again. And here also you would have got your entries at these points. So you can play swing, you can play trend following as per the risk assessment, because fundamentals of RPG life is very good, right? So what I'm going to do, I will play it as trend following. I'm not worried about an exit over here. Then ChemFab, another good one. You can see over here ChemFab, clear cut entry that you would have got somewhere around 633. Next retouch you would have entered at around 620. From 620 you're hanging till 1133 over here, so around 70% return. So this is something which you can learn as well as gain for scanning such stocks. Choice International, another one, beautiful fundamentals and a steady runner. What a steady runner. 50 MA, it has been running above 50 MA for around 8 months. So you take an entry at a retest somewhere here at around 350ish, and from 350 you're holding it, holding it, holding it till 521. So very good setup you can observe over here. So these are the stocks which are trending for the 20, 50 MA. So these are all trending above the 50 MA. You can see over here, steady riser. So depending on your risk assessment, depending on your how active you want to remain, you want to invest long term, you want to invest short term, you want to go, on weekly basis, daily basis, definitely not intraday. You can pick up whichever box you want to work on, right? And here are the big jumbos. These are the stocks which are running above 200 MA for more than 2 years now. See their beauty. What a lovely run up they would have given. So 2 years, we look at the Indian hotels. All the way you can see an entry would have come from 302 and we would continue to ride it at 687. Clear cut multi-bagger. Clear multi-baggers are something that you can hang on to if you go the long term way. But what is the problem? We will have to be prepared for a drawdown, big drawdowns. See the Excite story. For the whole 2 years, it has never gone below 200 MA. So you take an entry here, say around 180, you continue to be with the stock. It goes till 580, but rule is a rule. You don't exit till 200 is broken. So you are getting around 150% return within 2 years. Okay. So somebody who is playing long-term strategy, for him, this box is something that will help. Looking at the fundamentals, choice is also over here. You have Kalyan Jeweler, very aggressive run up, beautiful aggressive run up for last 2 years. It hasn't gone below 200 MA. Okay, so this is the powerful learning, the where we are taking advantage of the concept of moving averages, where people are banking themselves in terms of short term, mid term, and long term, and then we play along these stocks only whenever they retrace and dip towards that particular average. So I hope you have liked this. Do give your feedbacks that how is this multi-trend dashboard, and definitely as we go along, I'll be publishing it as a full-fledged program also for everybody's learning. And this is where I try to bring in simplicity in the way you work in the market, and where you can catch hold of all my learnings. The best way to catch up of hold of all my learning is definitely for all the free learnings. Just go through all my videos in this channel, or you can just Google, or you can just put it up into the YouTube with my name. You'll get my videos which are there on the other channels too. Otherwise, Excel TRO store is the place where all my formal courses, which are the strategies which I follow, are being covered. So the specific strategies which I follow in a trending market, in a correcting market like this, as well as all strategies if you want to go for, you can definitely visit uh, this website and pick up any program that is to your liking, that is to the liking which suits your psychology also. If you have any issues, you can always put up your queries in the Excel TRO app. So there is a Learn to Invest app also, which you download, and then you can put up your queries to me, or you can also get in touch with me on the Twitter, where I'm to be found on Twitter is given into the description of this particular video. So this is what I really had for you. A lot of content today, bit longer, I would say. The video has been, this session has been bit longer, but definitely a good amount of knowledge exchange that I wanted to have with you, specifically because otherwise this market is running bit on the edge. More learnings that I am getting, I am sharing it ahead with you. Do put up which sectors that you have liked. Definitely subscribe, forward, and share it with your people to spread the learning, as I will come up with specific more scanners, more dashboards, more programs, as well as every weekly review for you to get better opportunities in a hard market. So the three sectors that I've shared, the transformers in the power sector, the PSU bank Bs, and thirdly, you can also look at the railway wagon manufacturing sector. Do put up which stock is your favorite, which sector is your favorite, as well as what do you feel about this multi-trend dashboards. If you liked it, definitely mention it in the comments. I would look forward to hear more from you guys. Have a great week ahead. And again, happy Diwali for the last day of Diwali that we are still celebrating today, as well as tomorrow we have the Bhai Dooj. All the best and good wishes to all brothers and sisters over here who are celebrating it together. Family is our real wealth. Definitely focus on it and grow with it. Take care. Bye bye.